Soviet economy was brought down because the communist system of political government is so grossly inefficient that it just can't do anything right. I mean, the Soviet Union cannot feed itself, even though it has enormous resources, more resources, in fact, than the United States of America. What the Soviets proved in the last 70 years was that freedom works better than anything else. And just about everything else has, in fact, been tried. And the system of government and the philosophical beliefs we hold in America are simply the valid ones, and communism, Marxism, Leninism is invalid. As I said earlier, the only way to succeed in the world is to do something for others. So you have to take other people into account. Man, we are social animals. We do have social responsibility. But the responsibility is not absolute. I am not. If I build an airplane and somebody drives it into a mountain and the airplane is not mechanically flawed, it is the responsibility of that person, no matter how many lawyers he hires. Okay. If a doctor operates on someone and that person dies, the fact that that person died does not necessarily mean it was the doctor's fault. Maybe everybody just had a bad day. Maybe it was an unsavable situation. But we're coming to the point in society where anything other than a perfect outcome is something that you sue about. And the world is not that perfect, that the absence of perfection is grounds for legal action. Unfortunately, that's precisely what's happening in society today. The world is not so perfect that everyone will succeed. The world is not so perfect that you can do everything you want without having adverse consequences from it. If you engage in sexual activity, sooner or later a pregnancy is going to result. If you engage in too much sexual activity, a disease is going to result. If you drive a car too fast, sooner or later you're going to rack the car up and be hurt. When you try to absolve people of responsibility, all you end up with is more reckless behavior. And we're seeing too much of that. It's the simple fact that there is no free lunch. And when you make a choice, you have to measure between the chances of a good outcome and a bad outcome. And if the outcome is bad, you learn from it and you go on. If someone protects you from the bad outcome, what have you learned? If you insulate people against failure, nobody will try to succeed. If you continuously give people money for not working, why work? I was at Yale in April talking to the Yale Political Union. And all those people at Yale think they're smart because they go to Yale. Well, I quickly disabused them of that notion. And I think I can't stand as a snotty kid. Oh, boy. So stomping Yaleys is real fun, Well, you think this college is so great? Hell, you haven't got a single Jesuit on the faculty, But no, there was this one snotty girl in one of the extreme left-wing parties at Yale, and I really stomped on her. And boy, I took such great satisfaction. Not because she was a girl, because she was snotty. I laid a line on her and said, "Okay, answer me," and she didn't have an answer. And I just kept coming back to her. Come on, you got an answer yet? You got an answer yet? She had it coming. Trust me. American social policy in the last 30 years has had genocidal effects on the black population of America. My proof. In 1960, roughly one black child in 5 was born out of wedlock. The rest of them were born into families that had a mom and a dad married, living together. Today, 30 years later, after 25 years of the Great Society, nearly 70% of black children are born out of wedlock. Somewhere along the line, somebody exterminated the black family. So I said, "Young lady, if this outcome had resulted from something promulgated by the political right, you would call it genocide, wouldn't you?" She said she was dumb enough to say yes. Okay, well, the fact that it was done by the political left, does it make it any less true to call it genocide? You can't say that. Wait a minute, genocide. Us? We're the compassionate ones. Well, look at the outcome. That's what welfare has done. It has had the Ku Klux Klan on their best day could not have come up with anything so wonderfully effective at hurting people. And it was done by Lyndon Johnson and the Great Society, and it continues to be promulgated by Ron Dellums and the whole Congressional Black Caucus, and all those kind, gentle, compassionate people. And they've destroyed a subculture, and it's going to take a generation to build it back.